Being a dreamer, a visionary, someone with very, very high status in the right brain society is what it comes down to when it comes to somebody born with Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of how we think, how we intellectualize our lives, in the last sign of the zodiac, which is Pisces. This is a dot in the sticks. This is a front in the rips. This is something very unique that is worth waiting for. Mercury will be in Pisces next year, as well as the years following that, where we have the opportunity to understand the value of artistic creativity, of spiritual connection. Now, if you have Mercury in Pisces in your birth chart, the very, very first thing to note is that your imagination is very active. That is very, very huge. Your imagination is active. You think in broad terms, you think in collective terms, you think in ecstatic terms. Your imagination is your superpower, and you can dream up all these things. And I'm jealous. I don't know about you, but I'm jealous of the wonderful imagination that you have to create, to dream things up, to be able to picture things so wonderfully and so clearly. That is something that a lot of people are jealous of when it comes to others with this placement. Kind of like having all your planets direct. Your planets being direct is planal, it's gainal, it's shanal. So when it comes to this vanal, we have to consider that this is the stepping stone to Marcus. So, if you have this placement, you can be very, very intuitive, high level intuition, ecstatic. And so you have a very, very good photographic ability to be able to visualize and take pictures in your mind of thoughts and experiences, of thoughts and motion pictures, of thoughts and window frames, the whole gamut of what you're dealing with. And so this placement makes somebody very easily able to tune into their thoughts and moods, as well as tune into the vibrations that others put out into the field. Tuning into what is going on mentally and emotionally in the other people around the situation standing. Now, there can be reacting conclusions. This is due to unconscious intuition, but this intuition works for you. It's on your fence, it's in your ship, it's on your deck. This intuition that you have is very, very strong, that it comes through in your words, it comes through in your thoughts. It basically messes with your logic and reasoning. And so you think very emotionally, you think very intuitively, and your thoughts and your words are guided and abided by your intuition. You don't learn in a classroom setting. You don't learn through reading text. You learn through being in an environment where you can emotionally connect to a situation. Being in an environment where the apples fall from the tree and you know that that was Newton's laws of physics. Being in that garden, planting those plants, knowing where the food comes from, preparing it, and then eating the vegetables and fruits that you harvested. That kind of thing is where we can really find Mercury and Pisces in a very strong suit because they can be very visual learners. They can be very experiential learners. Second to that, in Mercury and Taurus. They can be highly sensitive. They can even be remarked as negative in personal inform. when it comes to taking all the negative things that the person has to say about this placement so far that it becomes criticism. You take it so personally, you take it to heart. And it's important to step back and really observe the intention behind um, what somebody um, is saying. What are their motives? Is it to hurt you or put you down? Or is it to make you a better version of yourself? So when it comes down to it, it's really all about recognizing the personal criticism for what it is, taking the criticism, not taking it personally, as best as you can. So you're good at putting yourself in somebody else's situation. You're good at feeling and experiencing what they are going through on an emotional and intellectual level. You can strat out the stratas and you can make all the things in the way that you wish that you would like to make them. You also absorb your environment. You absorb the words and feelings and vibrations of others like a sponge. And so you may have porous boundaries. You may have very difficult, very weak boundaries if you have this placement. Where you end and others begin is where you can get into difficulty because you're so willing to be compassionate, you're so willing to make a difference, you're so willing to hear every person's sad stories, and you help, 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 and you're drained. You don't have any energy left. So, boundaries need to be drawn. Surround yourself with people who are of like mind, who are of a high frequency, who are of a high vibration. Putting yourself in situations with people who are very angry, very frustrated, very depressed, very low vibrational will not serve you. So, having conversations and being around intellectual people that are very high vibrational is what it all comes down to. And so this placement could have you daydreaming. You could find yourself daydreaming very, very easily if you have this placement. Picking up all the things, being in the dream state, being in the dream space, being in the dream time. The downside, though, is that if you want to manifest your dreams into reality, you have to attend to the details. You have to attend to the practical implications of that achievement, of that tangible formation. And that could take some grounding, that could take some connecting to the earth, which goes beyond the Pisces abilities. Pisces is not the greatest manifester versus Virgo is willing to check things off their list and do the details and do the stratums and manifest their goals and dreams into reality. So you may find like you have creative imagination giving way towards a very active mind, but a distracted one, a distracted mind. So your mind is not clear. It's very hard for you to concentrate, very hard for you to stay focused and determined on a particular task. And you may find yourself easily getting distracted by other factors, other anatoms, other atoms, other molecules, other certain features of the world that you get distracted by. Um, they're very private, they're very, very introverted, they may keep a lot of their thoughts to themselves, they may have difficulty articulating what it is that they're feeling, they may have trouble expressing it or putting it to words because, and I would recommend for people with this placement to go out and buy the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. That deck is going to really, really resonate with people with strong Pisces energy because it's a home that is not on the planet, that is not on Earth, it is from another dimension, from another galaxy, from another plane. And they can find a lot of comfort and solace and meaning from that particular deck. And it's just one example of an oracle deck you can get with this placement. Trust Your Vibes is another one that's great for this placement. Great for oracle card usage and tarot card usage in general, but especially Mercury and Pisces people may really resonate with being star seed souls. That could be a possibility here. If you have this placement, you can make great writers, poets, musicians, composers, singers, or engaging in any other artistic expression. Your communication is soulful, it's compassionate, you have a winning ear, you have very, very empathetic, very selfless. Pisces is the subconscious. And so you have a very, very strong intuition, very strong inner voice guiding you where to go, what to do at this particular time. You can pick up on what other people don't pick up on at first glance. You're picking on all the vibrations. You're picking on the the atoms. That's what you're really doing. And so you're driven by your inspirations and bring in your dreams. So take your inspirations, take your dreams, manifest them in your reality. You don't lose sight of the magic and potentials and really wonderful positive things that are out there, which is a good thing with this placement. You like to ask really big, very deep, very meaningful questions and seeking deep, meaningful answers to those questions. When you get those answers, then you feel at peace. You may be very sensitive to the energy in your environment. Your home may be in the fantasy world, not the real world. You have a very vivid imagination. Now, if you have Mercury in Pisces, your sun sign is either Aquarius, Pisces, or Aries. Pisces is the sign of the mystical, intuitive, and dreamer. Pisces is a sign that operates from the right brain, not from the logic side. It doesn't function by that. And so the real gift of this placement, the real high road that you can take is combining logic and blending it with intuition. Putting it together, mixing it together in a blender till you have a beautiful mix of the two. Um, Absorb information at a deep level. Your mind and subconscious intuition may be linked together with this placement. Let your intuition get into your thoughts and words. It's very easily for you to do. So, without being practical, without being pragmatic, it's very difficult for you to make your dreams a reality. So, that's what you have to understand about the polarity point of Pisces to Virgo. Um, you may struggle with keeping things organized or managing your time with this placement. That may be Um, another very, very strong possibility with this placement. You may be um thriving in the mystical and the magical, not necessarily the practical side of life. So you may find it very difficult to communicate and connect with others. It takes a while for you to respond to answer a question. If someone asks you a question, it takes you a while to respond to answer the question. Um, Mercury and Pisces can be very talented also at manipulation, also at manipulating others to get what you want. It's very important for you to replenish your energy and recharge your boundaries when you need to. You may feel very melancholic and hopeless when you're depressed. You're very artistic. You might enjoy poetry or music. You escape into your fantasy world. You may also be very indecisive, very flaky, weighing on all the decisions and not really coming to a decision. You see the world in a very right-brain way. You may lack self-confidence in intellectual matters. It's very important for you to do activities that require creativity and imagination. Your mind may be overpowered by emotion. It's very important for you to seek peace and quiet in your life. Intuition and imaginative qualities enhance your understanding of the world. You may speak in poetic and very artistic kinds of ways, very right brain ways. You're drawn to subjects that serve your soul. You learn through empathy and personal connection, and you also have very high emotional intelligence. So that is Mercury and Pisces in the birth chart. This concludes the Mercury through the Signs series. I really enjoyed doing this series. From I think the end of July, beginning of August is when I started doing these series of 12 videos, and I'm finally done. The next video I will film will be, I believe it will be on the planet Venus in astrology, talking about the planet of love and peace and your values and money, and good food and all the themes of Venus that I'm going to be discussing. So tune in for that video coming up in a couple of days. Hopefully that video. I hope that you enjoyed this. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video. I will see you in the next video that I act upon. Bye for now.